Today we embark on another journey of Thunder 04 and the Insanity arc of, that's basically what I'm calling this entire series, just the Insanity arc, because we literally are going into this expecting something different, but we're just repeating the same thing. That will continue today. So, did I spoil the race? I don't know. I mean, the odds of us winning has been 100%, so I feel like me revealing that, is that spoiling? I don't know. But paint scheme, same as usual. There's nothing really majorly different here. I think we'll just get into it and get the suffering over with as quickly as possible. That's why there's 2 uploads a day, or 2 uploads 5 days a week, so it's like 10 races a week, or whatever format I'm gonna probably doing. It might slow down at some point if this series gets caught up to my most recent recording very quickly, which I'm assuming it will. I don't know, we'll see. But anyways, I'm done. I have more fun thinking about how I'm gonna upload this monster than actually racing these anymore. Anyways, thank you to my Tier 2 Patreon people, as well as my YouTube member support channel personally to early access videos, as well as chat emails when I stream. I appreciate it and all that good stuff. Let's get into the race. And I'm putting up the #1 finger out. See, I'm already calling it. I'm already #1. I'm like this is like the Ricky Bobby universe of Talladega Nights, where the movie kind of like suggests that he won for like 15, 16 years straight. I don't know. I'm gonna go into that whole tangent later, but let's get into the race. Ricky Rudd, Sterling Marlin, front row. That's a little bit different. I will be doing something, speaking about different, we're going to be doing something a little bit different in this race. We are going with default setup, but keeping transmission to automatic. This track, if you slow down and downshift, you can gain a lot more speed. This is one of the few tracks where I think this is a big advantage. So we're just going to leave the game up to its own devices. We're just going to keep it as automatic as it could be. Default as default could possibly be, because there's no other real tracks on the schedule where being in manual gears is such a big help. I think this track is one of those cases where it's going to be a major advantage if we actually implemented it ourselves personally. So, yeah. That's really it. That's the only difference, where I feel like the manual gears would be a big factor at this track. So, I hope I explained that well. We're just going to get into the race.
Joe Moore and Barney Hall welcoming you to Loudon, home of the New Hampshire International Speedway, for today's New England 300. Barney, the fans are packed in and ready for the action. What do you think about this track?
This is a tough track for a lot of drivers. These long straights allow the cars to build up a lot of speed before some hard braking going into the flat corners.
Hermie Sadler has not had much of a year so far on these speedway tracks.
Yeah, I really feel bad for those guys this season. They come to these tracks and work so hard, but they just never seem to get the car exactly right.
David Green really needs a good finish in this race. He's got a long way to go on the points list.
Yeah, those guys have been working so hard this year. It's a shame it doesn't really show in points. Just seems they can't keep that car out of trouble on race day. Maybe their luck will change today.
Kurt Busch is our NASCAR Winston Cup points leader coming into this race.
What a great feeling that must be to have the points lead. Although you also have to think about the guys closing in behind you. One bad day at the track and you got to start climbing the ladder all over again.
Good introduction. I don't really think I have any real problems with it. I do think the announcers are kind of trying to oversell my point lead, or undersell it, because I can literally finish last and we still got the point lead, so nothing really changes. But hey, you know what? They're trying to promote the race. They're trying to hype it up. I respect the grind, or the grift, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word. Anyways, let's get into it. I saw Sterling Marlin with an alternate paint scheme. That's wholesome. But yeah, the Ricky Bobby tangent, yeah, so I need to rewatch Talladega Nights again, but the film, I believe, highly suggests that Ricky Bobby just won for like 16 years straight. So in that film's timeline, Jeff Gordon never won a race. Neither did Jimmy Johnson or other drivers, so I think that's kind of funny. I don't know. Just thought that was random, but yeah, as you see, even with the automatic gears, we're still just incredibly fast. I'm trying to not just completely, cut the corner, but there is real no track limits, but I'm just trying to stay away from the AI and all that. They're making contact themselves up here, so they're just kind of being a bunch of potato sacks anyways. Oh, look, Jeff Burton block. What a punk. He's going to go 4 wide, though. Yeah, look at that. See, that's a New Hampshire winner right there. He just gained like 6 spots in that one corner. I don't even think on my best day I could do that in New Hampshire. So Jeff Burton, that might be the title of this freaking video. I was going to say stream, but the title of the freaking video. Because that is absurd. That is disgustingly absurd. But, yeah. I just don't know what to really say with this season mode. It's been the strangest ones I think I've ever had to do. But I do think at some point the season mode stuff is going to take a break. After 05, I really don't have any plans of doing videos. But then again, if Thunder 04 finishes up by the end of June, then we got like the entirety of July for NASCAR 05. So maybe the month of August won't have really anything, but that new World of Outlaws game will be coming out in September, so there won't really be a monstrous break in like regular videos. Might be some more live streams here and there, but I definitely want to eventually cut back to some extent. I don't know, especially after this season, I would love to take a break, but I think it'll just be refreshing to get to 05 and then actually have a season where it's going to be tough. It's all for the wrong reasons, because AI tire fall off, it's not the same as a player, so... Or it doesn't exist, I should say. So it'll make it artificially harder. At least I'll feel better. If anything with this season mode, it's made me appreciate the fact that, like, losing isn't that bad. Like, I appreciate that. I appreciate the humbler days of Thunder 02 and Thunder 03, where I didn't win the entirety of the season. It's a humbling thought. But for right now, I mean, it puts me in a weird spot because I kind of want to keep winning just to see how insane this gets. Just so I can tell this in a story one day to someone. It's like, oh yeah, I did this like entire season mode where I just won the whole year. And they're like, oh yeah, right. It's like, no, it's real. It's real. And then they can watch it and come back like 10 hours later and be like, oh shit, that guy's right. He's absolutely insane. Why would he do that? Why would he suffer through it? And I'm like, that's a good question. I don't know either. I could have just stopped. But I'm too committed. So, I don't know. But yeah, I like to think being an automatic makes it a little bit tougher to get up through the field because we can't downshift and gain a lot of speed. Which I think there is some truth to it, because I mean, we're only up to 15th, 8 laps in. That's actually better than the last couple of races, it feels like. So, that's actually pretty good. In my one practice run I did, our lead wasn't as monstrously big. That's not even a word, monstrously. That's interesting. Add that to the WhatiFRacing dictionary, because that's a new one. Oh, Kansas with the block. Look at this block. That is some freaking no respect for teammate love right there. That was despicable. We'll get a good run up the corner. Get the inside of Kenseth. Pass Rusty and him, no problem. And that's going to put us inside top 10. Obviously, pitting, we're going to go on lap 9. There's really nothing different with that. Tire wear's wearing. It's different. I'm not used to that. Usually, it almost never comes up. So yeah, we're burning up the tires a little bit. Try and be careful in the corner, kind of in there a bit aggressively, but it doesn't matter. We'll get good acceleration off. I guess the default setup's just really good with that. And we'll get the inside of Gordon here. I thought he was gonna block. That's why I went all the way to the left, but ultimately didn't matter. Kind of messed up my corner a little bit. But we'll try a dime in the corner a little bit, get a nice run off. But we're setting ourselves up good for another typical race dub, albeit it's a little bit harder. But we are racing other cars, just kind of compromising my angles and everything in the corner just to make sure I get a good run. But there we go, P6, nice. Nice run up the corner. It looked like Labonte kind of, I don't know, got behind Marlin and it sort of stacked him up a little bit. But no big deal. We'll get by him and Marlin. That's for P4. Also, Stewart's an alternate scheme, which I like. I appreciate anytime there's alternate schemes. Anytime I'm at a Home Depot or drive by a Home Depot even, I still think of Tony Stewart with that sponsor. It's just such an iconic thing. I guess that's what I grew up with. So most people probably, most older people, I guess maybe my age would associate it with that. But maybe people nowadays just associate it with the Old Spice cars. So interesting. Interesting. I guess is the best word for it. Just like how some probably grew up with Dale Jarrett's UPS and not the Quality Care one. Hi, Dale Jarrett. Carlo. Hey, Ricky Rudd's leading. That's nice. Yep, P2. We're pinned next lap anyways, so as long as we have a good enough stop, we should be in good shape for the remainder of this race, because we're in good shape right now. I'm pitting this lap. Nobody else is pitting, so not really the brightest decision once more, but we're just pitting when we are supposed to. I don't know what more to really do, but that's it. It's 4 tires, and that's it.
The crew will now swing over to the left side. This will be a 4-tire stop. 4 tires and 2 cans.
16.1 is the estimated, 15.8 was the actual time, so pit crew do beat the estimated, so big props to that. Just going to stay on the apron here and be careful when I'm exiting. There we go, no problems. Now it's just a big old waiting game to see where this puts us in the field. Are we going to be behind Ricky Rudd, ahead of him? Presumably it's going to be ahead just because, you know, we did pit before him. I don't know what Waltrip's doing. I had to back off there, but alright. Yeah, now we just got to wait. And that's going to be everything cycling through. Ricky Rudd, again, just stayed out a really long time. It's like the AI make this easier for me. Like, I'm not even like the first person that's entering pit road. I'm like the second cycle. I don't know anymore. But he is going to have a bit fresher tires than me, which is going to mean something, but he's not going to run me down for multiple seconds back, so I guess we're just going to chill for the next 10 or 11 laps, and I'm just going to skedaddle on out of here to a victory epic celebration. I don't know. I'm going to frickin' yeet on this finish. I don't know. I got nothing. Help. This is insane. White flag's out. Kind of similar with a couple of races in the schedule where once everything's cycled through, we really haven't gained too much time on second place because they did pit a little bit later than me. We're still gaining, just not as vigorously. In my practice run, literally singular run of 1, I think my interval was like almost 8 seconds, so this is actually better. Don't know really what changed in that one practice race from that to this, other than maybe them pitting later, but whatever. That's 19 in a row. Technically 20 if you count the All-Star, so this is gross. That was 5.8, so 2 seconds off, so don't know where I'm missing that 2 seconds from the thing in my practice, because I only do 1. But yeah, and it also proves too that I don't think manual gears just radically changes how much better I am the rest of the race. Maybe at the start of the race you can argue, but not for 95% of the race. So I don't know. I got nothing. It's a nice trophy. I like that. Also, I was looking off camera in my trophy room. Apparently, it doesn't carry these over. I don't understand how none of that makes any sense. So does season mode just not work for that? I don't know. I guess we'll show it after the race maybe just to see. But we do lead 12 laps. Ricky Rudd led the other 18. So pretty clear cut. 1 lead change. And that's really it. Tony Stewart with a good run. Jeff Gordon, good run finally. Dale Jr. 10th. Nothing too unusual. So, yeah, pretty clear-cut type of race. We did lap a good chunk of people. We lapped up to 35th, so 34 on lead lap, which is actually quite a bit for a 10% race. Nobody DNF'd, so we'll look at the interval here. It's 5.8. I think that's going to be in the very bottom of the list, but we're going to update it for posterity's sake. All right, so it's 58.70. It's really, okay, 18th. It's 2 up from the previous race of Chicagoland. Well, I guess technically 3. So, yeah, on the bottom half. So, that's it for that. And now we can just go back to the main menu. Oh, that's right. Next race is Pocono. I was thinking it was the Brickyard. Kind of surprised. I'm always used to Pocono being race 21. Maybe that's just from like when I was watching it. I don't know what year they actually changed it. Maybe it was 2005, maybe, and that's what I'm just starting to remember it. I don't know, but for context sake, I was watching NASCAR races since like full time in like 2001, but I don't think a 6-year-old me was keeping track of like where races were being run on the schedule. I don't think I was understanding. I think I finally understood the grasp of a schedule until like 2005. So yeah, this is nothing new with the point situation. Props to Stewart. I mean, he's holding on, but yeah, I don't know. Mouse is in the way. I'm sure that's bugging someone, but we'll fix that. Ricky Rudd with his best finish of the year. Still hanging on in 4th. Very respectable run. Marlin 6th, Junior 7th. Jeff Gordon still 10th. Dale Jarrett, Martin, Harvick. Yeah, nothing different there. Ricky Rudd gained laps led on me. He's now up to 5th. That was actually the most laps he led pretty much all year, because up to that point he only had 6. So, good for him. And that's really it. Nothing else changed because there's only 2 different leaders. So I think we can just wrap up this episode and just go to Pocono and expect the same thing and cry mentally. And that and on the inside too. Big shout out to my 2-3 Patreon supporters today for Champ 15, Kamikazegames, Bailey Carey, Maxi Link 1986, Jason Hellman, and my name is Sean for support. Again, I appreciate what you guys do for my channel every single month. It does me a lot. Always goes a long ways with everything. So thank you as always for the continued support. See you all next episode of Pocono. Do you like the leg? I don't know. I always sit like this. There. That's normal. So yeah, Pocono. We saw that in the spring race. This is technically our first repeat race. So obviously we won Pocono. We should in theory win that. The only track that's kind of mildly interesting is the Brickyard, because we only go there once a year. So I don't know. And Watkins Glen. That's the other question mark. So those are 2 races I'm morbidly curious just to see if we can lose. I guess we'll have to wait and see, but yeah. I don't know, we'll see. That's all I can hope for. Paint scheme, 2001 car. I'm okay. Alright, I'm fine with that. Alright, we're going to get going. See you all next video. See you all later. And as always, have a good day, everyone.